under the stewardship and leadership of Dr. Amar Agarwal. Dr. Agarwal's Healthcare Limited has pioneered several new technologies.
Everyone, first of all, thank you all for coming here. நான் கொஞ்சம் தமிழ்ல பேசுறேன், கொஞ்சம் இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசுறேன். Okay, my Tamil is not that good, but நான் பேசுறேன் தமிழ்ல, இங்கிலீஷ்லயும் பேசுறேன். இப்போ நீங்க தெரியும், இப்போ அகர்வால் கண் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணது by my parents. அப்பா அம்மா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணது 1957ல. அதுக்கப்புறம் we have now 209 hospitals. We have got 209 hospitals. Important என்ன இருக்குதுல, last year we opened 45 eye hospitals. Last year alone. And this year, first 6 months later, நம்ம open பண்ணது 30 eye hospitals. இப்போ நீங்க calculate பண்ணுங்க, இது average என்ன இருக்கு நம்ம பண்ணது, every week, every வாரம் ஒரு hospital open பண்றது, which is very tough to do, but we are opening one hospital every week. Second thing நம்ம சொல்றது population wise, India population இருக்கு 150 crores. Africa population is another 150 crores. இந்த ரெண்டு சேர்த்து நான் பார்க்கிறேன் 300 crores இருக்கு. நம்ம Agarwal Hospital is in India and in Africa in 10 countries. 10 countryல நம்ம இருக்கீங்க. சோ நம்ம ஐடியா என்ன இருக்கீங்க, இவ்ளோ எக்ஸ்பான்ஷன் பண்ணலாம், இவ்ளோ வேலை நம்ம பண்ணலாம். சப்போஸ் நம்ம வெர்டிகல் growth பார்க்கறேன், ஒரு சென்டர் பண்ணலாம். இப்போ அட்வான்டேஜ் என்ன, Agarwal கண் ஹாஸ்பிடல் என்ன இருக்கு, we don't have to get the inpatient facilities, so we can grow horizontally, இவ்ளோ வேலை பண்ணலாம். And that is the best part of this growth. Since we have more than 700 eye doctors, இப்போ நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்கு, we have more than 700 doctors working in Agarwal, and there are two ways நம்ம expansion பண்றது. One is called greenfield, that like in Chennai நம்ம நீங்க தெரியும் Allah hospital நம்ம இப்போ open பண்றது. இப்போ we see Naganallur, I was talking to Mr. Balchandar Kaleko, இப்போ Naganallur hospital இருக்கு, it's a greenfield, until we go start a hospital and does well. But suppose நம்ம மகாராஷ்டிரால first time open பண்றது, we go for acquisitions, அது நம்ம சொல்றது brownfield. So today we have got 15 hospitals in Mumbai alone and about 26 hospitals in Maharashtra totally. நான் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுக்குறேன் அதை பத்தி. One more thing நம்ம அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணணும், இங்க innovations in healthcare extremely important. புது என்ன வருது, அதான் லேட்டஸ்ட் வரணும். We have to get the latest stuff inside our centers. இப்போ நம்ம தெரியும் எல்லா பேருக்கிட்டங்க யார்கிட்ட அடிபட்டுச்சு, சொந்த காலையில கல்யாணம் பண்றது, father and mother, then the child lens sometimes is moving like this, rotate ஆகுது. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம கன் போட்டு உள்ள லென்ஸ் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்றது, அது சம்பந்தப்பட்ட glued IOL. Another technique is pinhole surgery. இதுல என்ன இருக்கு, suppose somebody has got a bad front window, cornea நம்ம சொல்ற டேமேஜ் இருக்கு, நம்ம pinhole மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டு கண்ல without eye transplantation patient can see. This is in a nutshell நம்ம Agarwal Eye Hospital growth plans. I will now request our CEO to tell you more about this public issue, the IPO and the details.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here on this momentous occasion. We as a company started off from Chennai, and for us it's a very proud moment to undergo this IPO journey. So we hope that we will make you all proud, and thank you all for supporting us over the many decades to help us get to where we are. We have a quick presentation we're going to make on the IPO and a little bit about our company, our business model and what we do. The opportunity that we want to talk to you about today, Dr. Agarwal Eye Hospital Limited. We are India's largest eye care services chain. with a network of 209 hospitals. We are India's largest and twice as big as our nearest competitor. The space that we operate in, which is the eye care services space, total market size is 37,800 crores. The reason this market is so big is because India has 275 million people who are affected by some form of visual impairment. We aim to serve that market. As I had mentioned, we have been operational for over 67 years. 67 years of trust, 67 years of focus on clinical work has established us as one of the most reputed brands in the space. Our business model is we call a hub and spoke model, and we will tell you how, especially in Chennai, we have used the hub and spoke model. We also have a good approach to growing the business, how we look at setting up new centers. Financial performance, last 3 years, we have grown at a revenue of 38% every year, EBITDA of 42%, and our EBITDA margins are close to 30%. So to give you a little bit intro on the company, our services, I will require Dr. Anush to come in, our Chief Operating Officer, and then I will come back and I will explain our business model, and then Mr. Yashwant will cover the financials. Anush?
Thanks, Adil. Good afternoon, everyone. To build on what Chairman was saying and Adil was saying, 209 centers across India has close to 700 doctors and close to 1,600 paramedical staff. We saw close to 2 million patients walk in across all our hospitals just last year ago and performed over 2 lakh eye surgeries. Not a small number. This gave us 25% market share amongst corporate eye care chains. The first hospitals Father was talking about started in 1957. I think most of us from Chennai would have seen an eye hospital in the shape of an eye. Right? That group proudly has become 209 hospitals. This is spread across India. If you see the map on the left, a lot of these centers are in south of India. We've also got a significant presence in west of India. I'm sure most of us here don't know, but in Maharashtra, we are the largest eye hospital chain by far. Even in North India, in Punjab especially, we have some lovely hospitals. These contribute about 90% of the group revenue. If you look at the map on the right, Africa contributes to about 10% of group revenue, coming from around 16 hospitals. 65% of the group revenue comes from eye surgery. All of you might have heard Chairman in multiple press conferences talk about cataract surgery, blue dye. 65% of revenue comes from eye surgery. Close to 15% of revenue comes from outpatient consultation. 13% of revenue comes from optical retail. So every hospital has an optical shop. And 7% of revenue comes from pharmacy retail. You have a pharmacy retail store in every hospital. Adil? So, quickly, like I had mentioned, Indian eye care market is 37,800 crores. From this, the organized segment is only 13 to 15%. Rest is all unorganized. So this is where we believe a chain like ours can play a significant role. Our group has 25% of this market share right now. The main contributor to this business, like we were mentioning, is cataract surgeries. And we aim to do more cataracts and capture this particular market. If you look at our business model, we have 3 types of hospitals. The large hospitals are what we call the tertiary hospitals. Out of the 180 which we had launched till 31st March 2024, 26 were the large hospitals. Now that has grown to 28. Then we have 120 secondary hospitals, and the smallest format is called the eye clinics, and we have 55 of these right now. Now this is how we use the hub and spoke model to penetrate every city. Left lo pathina, that's a map of the city of Chennai. In Chennai alone, we have 21 hospitals. In 2 key areas in Tenampet and Tambaram, we have the large hospitals,
And then all the key suburbs, Ashok Nagar, Porur, OMR, everywhere, we have smaller secondary hospitals. We try to bring quality eye care to everybody's doorstep. This is how we use hub and spoke model to enter every region. Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, wherever we go, we will use the same model which has worked for us in Chennai and Tamil Nadu to expand our network. So we do two types of expansion. In markets where the brand is well known, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana, Karnataka, we open our own hospitals. When we started to go in the north, when we started entering Mumbai, Gujarat, Punjab, we started buying out hospitals. Once we buy out the hospital, then we do a lot of upgradation. This is an example of a hospital with Dr. Natarajan, whose hospital we acquired in 2021, to significantly improve the infrastructure of the hospital and then make sure that we scale up the business as well. Using this strategy now, we have 15 hospitals in the city of Mumbai. It's a very proud thing for us that a Chennai-based company has a significant presence in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, for example, we are the single largest player in eye care, and we have some very good doctors and we're doing very good work in the state of Maharashtra. Also, to maintain standard clinical protocols, somebody was asking us earlier, how do you maintain quality protocols across the 209 hospitals? Here we have something which we call the clinical board, which actually helps you maintain standard clinical protocols across the group. Our biggest strength is our doctors, and we have over 737 doctors who work with us right now, around the clock, full time, and these are the central pillars around which our business revolves. We have quality consultants across all specialties, across all our hospitals, and they are available to us on a full-time basis. We have close to 5,000 employees also who are working with us. So quickly, our board, we have a very strong board as well. Dr. Ranjan Pai, who is the chairman of Manipal, he's from Bangalore, he's on our board. Mr. KV Bala, who was the ex-CFO of Infosys, has been with us for quite some time now. He's the chairman of the audit committee. Mr. Nachiket Moore, who is the senior leader in ICICI Bank, is also with us. Ms. Archana Bhaskar, who is the CHRO in Dr. Reddy's laboratories on our board, and one representative from each of our investors. Now, to quickly give you a cover on the financials, I'm going to require Mr. Yashwant Venkat, our CFO, to come and speak.
Good afternoon everyone. எல்லாருக்கும் போன 3 வருஷத்துல பாத்தீங்கன்னா எங்களோட growth ரெவென்யூல வந்து 38% grow ஆயிருக்கும் லாஸ்ட் 3 இயர்ஸ். எபிட்டால வந்து எபிட்டான்றது ஜஸ்ட் எங்களோட ஆபரேட்டிங் மார்ஜின்ஸ். எங்களோட ஆபரேட்டிங் மார்ஜினும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா 42% grow ஆயிருக்கும். இந்தியாவில் பாத்தீங்கன்னா எஸ்பெஷலி ஹெல்த் கேர் கம்பெனிஸ்ல ப்ராபப்லி அமௌங் த டாப் ஃபியூ கம்பெனிஸாக இருக்கும் இந்த மாதிரி growth காமிச்சதுல. இந்த growthோட இந்த ரெவென்யூ growthோட காரணம் என்ன, ஆக்சுவலாக என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கோம். பேஷண்ட்ஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்பர் ஆஃப் அதாவது வாக்இன்ஸ் அதுவும் எங்ககிட்ட வந்து நிறையா இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிருக்கு. எதனாலன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் கிளினிக்கல் சர்வீஸ் மெயினாக எங்களோட டாக்டர்ஸ் சாரும் பேசியிருக்காரு. எங்களோட இன்னோவேஷன் டெக்னாலஜி எல்லாமே அதுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய ரீசன். அதே மாதிரி அடுத்தது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா FY22ல டோட்டலாக 106 ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் தான் இருக்குது எங்ககிட்ட, 106. அது வந்து 2 வருஷத்துல வந்து 180 ஆயிடுச்சு. அவ்வளோ ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் வந்து அக்ராஸ் இந்தியா நாங்கள் வந்து ஓப்பன் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். தமிழ்நாட்டிலையும் நிறைய ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் வந்து ஓப்பன் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இப்போ தமிழ்நாட்டிலேயே மொத்தமாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்மளுக்கு எங்ககிட்ட வந்து கிட்டத்தட்ட 70 ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ்க்கு மேலே ஆயிடுச்சு போன 3 வருஷத்துல. இதில் வந்து சின்ன சின்ன கிராமத்தில் கூட போய் ஐ கிளினிக்ஸ் வந்து நிறையா வந்து நாங்கள் வந்து ஓப்பன் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ இதில் இன்னொரு 2 விஷயம் நான் ஜஸ்ட் வந்து இன்கம் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் பற்றி பேசுகிறேன். இன்கம் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டில் எங்களோட முக்கியமான இது என்னன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா செலவு அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 2 விஷயம். ஒன்று வந்து நாங்கள் டாக்டர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து ஆக்சுவலாக என்ன பே பண்ணுறோம் ஒன்று. ரெண்டாவது வந்து மெட்டீரியல்ஸ். இந்த மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் அதாவது இந்த மெட்டீரியல்ஸ்ன்ற போது என்னன்னா கண்ணில் போடுற வந்து இன்ட்ராஆக்குலர் லென்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். அதே மாதிரி ஸ்பெக்ஸ் வாங்கும்போது அந்த ஃப்ரேம்ஸும் அந்த லென்சஸோட காஸ்ட் அதையும் நாங்கள் எப்படி கண்ட்ரோலில் வச்சுருப்போம். ஏன்னா இந்தியாஸ் லார்ஜஸ்ட் பிளேயருங்கிறதுனால எல்லா வெண்டர்ஸ் கிட்டையும் எங்ககிட்ட ஒரு நல்ல பேர் இருக்கு. அந்த நல்ல பேர்ல வந்து we deal with them in a very fair manner and வந்து they believe. அதுக்கப்புறம் 2-3 ஜஸ்ட் சின்ன சின்ன ஹைலைட்ஸ் மட்டும் நான் டச் பண்ணுறேன். ஒரு 4-5 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி பார்க்கும்போது எப்பவுமே அகர்வால் அப்படின்னா வந்து ஓகே இவங்க வந்து தமிழ்நாட்டில் தான் மட்டும்தான் வந்து ஃபேமஸ் அப்படின்ற ஒரு தாட் இருந்தது. அந்த தாட்டை வந்து நாங்கள் ஒரு 3 வருஷத்துல உடைச்சிட்டோம். எப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எங்களோட எக்ஸ்பென்ஷன் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த பை சார்ட் பார்க்கும்போது புரிஞ்சுப்பீங்க. நாங்கள் நிறைய ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் மகாராஷ்டிரா, குஜராத், பஞ்சாப் இந்த மாதிரி மூணு ஸ்டேட்ல வந்து நிறைய எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அதே சமயம் எங்களோட பிரிசன்ஸை வந்து தெலுங்கானா, ஆந்திரா இங்கேயும் வந்து நிறையா வந்து இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ இப்போ இந்த நிலைமையில வந்து நாங்கள் எப்படி சொல்லலாம்னா we are like a pan-national, true pan-national brand ஆயிட்டோன்றது நாங்கள் நம்புகிறோம். ஜஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு ஒரே ஒரு ஃபைனலாக வந்து நான் ஒன்னே மட்டும் சொல்கிறேன். இந்த ஐகேர் மார்க்கெட்டில் அதாவது ஐகேர் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் வந்து we are definitely India's largest eye care services provider. ஒன்று. ரெண்டாவது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்னோட காம்படிஷனோட அட்லீஸ்ட் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் க்ளோஸ் டு டபுள் நாங்கள் எங்கள் காம்படிட்டரோட அதிகமாக இருக்கோம். 2. மூணாவது வந்து அதாவது நீங்கள் இந்த ஆர்கனைஸ்ட் பிளேயர்ஸில் எங்களோட மார்க்கெட் ஷேர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட வந்து 25% மார்க்கெட் ஷேர் இருக்கு. வருஷம் இந்த மார்க்கெட் ஷேரும் அதிகமாகிட்டு இருக்கு. தேங்க்ஸ் டு ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ. இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எங்களோட லாங் ஸ்டாண்டிங் ஆப்ரேட்டிங் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி, அதாவது சார் சொல்லியிருப்பாரு 1957 ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி 3 ஜெனரேஷன்ஸ் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 4 இது வந்து 4 ஜெனரேஷன் ஆஃப் ஆப்தல்மாலஜிஸ்ட் வந்து இருக்காங்க. இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் இந்த ஆப்தல்மாலஜி இண்டஸ்ட்ரியை பற்றி பார்க்கும்போது என்ன நீங்கள் புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னா இட் இஸ் குவைட் அன்ஆர்கனைஸ்ட். ஸோ எங்களுக்கு வந்து we believe that எங்களுக்கு நல்ல ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி இருக்கு to actually make it a more of an organized kind of sector. This is what we believe. And last, what I would like to say is we would continue to grow and definitely we will continue to serve and we strive to be the best eye care services provider in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Yashwant. Now the floor is open for questions. So if you have any questions, please raise your hands and we'll get the mics across to you.
Just in terms of market share,
So we'll just give it a mic.
You see the organized segment, what we were saying is overall eye care industry, the chains, which is any company which has more than one hospital, we call it a chain, has about 13 to 15% of the market share. The remaining 85% is with the neighborhood clinics, community-based hospitals, government hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals. If they have a eye department, they control the remaining 85%. But what is interesting is in the last 4 years, this was about 8-9%. From 8-9% chains like ours, as we have grown, we have slowly started to increase that market share. So although we may not be able to increase the market share amongst the chain, there also we have seen a significant growth. The overall market contribution for the chains will continue to increase. And the reason for that is, especially after COVID, what is happening is people are taking their health very, very seriously. So all the customers right now, all the patients want to go to quality institutions. They have stopped going as much to the neighborhood clinics. They like to go to quality institutions because of safety protocols and everything, which is why you're seeing this increase in the pie which the consolidated players are taking. So overall, as the market grows, the chains will take more market share, and in that we will continue to scale up as much as possible.
நான் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணுறேன் இதில் தமிழ். சரி, இப்போ நம்ம கிட்ட எவ்வளோ சென்டர்ஸ் இருக்குது, 209 இருக்குது. பட் நம்ம திங்க் பண்ணலாம், டெல்லியில் இல்லை, உத்தராகண்டில் இல்லை, சத்தீஸ்கரில் இல்லை. நம்ம ஹாரிசான்டல் எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ண டைமில் we can expand as much as we want. இவ்வளோ சென்டர் ஓப்பன் பண்ணலாம். நம்ம அட்வான்டேஜ் என்ன இருக்குது, நம்ம கிட்ட ஒரு பெரிய ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் ரூம்ஸ் எல்லாம் வேணாம், இன்பேஷன் ரூம்ஸ் வேணாம். We are asset light, as Yashwant correctly used the word asset light. See, hub and spoke asset light. Another word is this hub and spoke model. இப்போ சென்னையில மெயின் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் எல்லா பேருக்கும் தெரியும். இப்போ சரௌண்டிங் இருக்கு, நங்கநல்லூர் இருக்கு, எல்லா கேட்ராக்ட்ஸ் ஆகுது, எல்லாம் போடுது. சப்போஸ் யார் காம்ப்ளிகேஷன் அங்கே இருக்கு, they will come to the main hospital. Suppose you say, okay, I want some tough surgery, அங்கே இருக்கு, come to the main hospital. So this hub and spoke model works extremely nicely and comfortably. இப்போ நமக்கு சென்னையில 21 இருக்கு, 21 ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸ் இருக்கு. அதில் நம்ம கிட்ட 2 மெயின் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸ் இருக்கு, வேளாச்சேரியில் இருக்கு, மெயின் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் சென்னையில் இருக்கு, and we can get lot of scope of growth this way.
One more question.
Sir, one more. Sir.
Yes, Balajan.
Sir, in this expansion, both organic and inorganic, how do you view the inorganic part of it? Will it be little expensive, or organic will be expensive because the headroom in terms of single hospitals will be more? But which model do you think will be viable in this?
So our group is built on an organic model, especially in markets where the brand is strong. Like I was saying, Tamil Nadu, all the southern states. Now we also consider Maharashtra core market. The acquisition is used to enter a new market. When we are entering a new market, we will acquire. Once you acquire a large hospital, then surrounding that hospital, like Sir was mentioning, we'll set up these smaller hospitals to bring in more patients, more surgeries to the main hospital. So acquisition is a strategy used to enter a new market. You create a beachhead, and then you set up more feeder centers to funnel more patients into that hospital. That's how we do.
This has been a viable one, right? So far.
Yes, worked very widely. So in the last 6 months alone, we have launched 30 new hospitals. Amongst these 30 hospitals, 5 were acquisitions, and the remaining 25 were all organic.
So to add to this, what Dr. Adil said is, suppose Bombay, we have already got 15 hospitals. The brand is established. So now we have opened Kalyan, a new center which is totally greenfield. UP we opened just now, Varanasi, first hospital. That is again an acquisition. So this combination makes a big success story.
Sir, how?
I can see.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, continue please. I can't see because of this slide, but doesn't matter. Continue please.
Sir, how much you are going to raise in this issue? That is the first thing. The second thing is, what are the areas that you are going to invest through this rise? The second question is, when will you be able to touch that 300 mark of facilities by this year, this financial year end?
Sure.
I have 2 more questions. I'll just add later.
Sure. So we answer the first part of your question. The IPO size is 3,000 crores, 3,062 to be precise. Out of this, 300 crores is the primary raise. This 300 crores will come into the company. The remaining 2,762 crores is secondary, in which the existing shareholders will exit some of that money. This 300 crores will be used. Firstly, out of the 300 crores, 195 crores will be used to reduce the debt. We have a total net debt, gross debt of 373 crores. To reduce the debt, and the remaining 105 crores will be used to expand. We also have certain amount of cash on the company, but like our CFO was mentioning, we are a very profitable company, so we generate a lot of cash. That cash we will utilize to expand and set up more centers. In terms of your second question, which is will we get to 300? Right now we are at 209. We believe that we will continue to look at more opportunities as we continue to expand. At some point, hopefully, we should get to that coveted 300 number.
By end of this financial, end of FY26?
We don't know that yet, sir, because we don't have an insight onto that many, because from 209 to 300 is 91 more hospitals.
Exactly.
So that will take its own time, but we continue to look at new markets, new geographies, new centers. Identification also takes a little bit of time, so we will continue to expand on it.
Last question, sir. What was your revenue in FY24 in terms of growth, and how much you are looking at by the end of this financial year, that is FY25?
So I just request Mr. Yashwant Venkat to just give you an update on the financials.
FY22 our revenue was 693 crores. For the first half of this year, FY22 693 crores, FY24 1,332 crores, just the revenue. For the first half of this year, we are at close to 820 crores. See, one important point which I want to make here is in terms of the business cyclicality, about close to 45% of the business comes in the first half, 55% of the business comes in the second half. So probably with that, I think you can definitely make a gross estimate of where our revenue will be at the end of this year.
Also, what kind of investment goes into each of these centers? Generally, what kind of allocations do you make? And also, you seem to be focusing more on Africa. Are there any other international markets you're looking at now?
Sure. So I'll take the second part of the question, which is on Africa. Africa now, we have 16 hospitals in Africa, and we have 193 hospitals in India. If you see, Africa as a percentage of revenue has been coming down because India, the opportunity is immense for us. So we as a company are focused predominantly on growing in India. Africa, we have few very good hospitals which we have set up, but we will continue to operate those and maintain those. Many of these countries, ours is the only eye hospital. For example, in Mauritius we have an eye hospital. In Mozambique we have an eye hospital. Kenya we have an eye hospital. Many Indian doctors from Tamil Nadu and from other places go there and they live there and they do very good work. But Africa will not see that much of revenue potential. It will predominantly growth will come from India at least for the next foreseeable future.
How you are going to utilize this process here? IPO process, how you are going to
So one just finish off the first question on the investment and then I will just come back.
Yeah. So just adding on to what Dr. Adil said, see, our predominant focus is on India growth. As explained to you, we have grown on an overall basis at about 38.3% from FY22 to FY24. Here, if you just have to split up the growth, we have grown at nearly 43% in India and about 13.5% in Africa. So you can definitely understand that our focus is on India, but Africa growth has also been quite good at around 13.5%. Now coming to the second part of the question, see, we have three kinds of facilities. Primary, the very basic facilities which don't have an operating theatre, otherwise called as Agarwal Eye Clinics. In terms of capex for those primary facilities, it is between 30 to 35 lakhs. That is because of the fact that as in terms of square feet area also, they are between 750 up to 1500 square feet. Now coming to the next type of facility, which is the secondary facility. The secondary facility, again, the investment varies between 4.5 up to 7 crores. Again, the square feet area also between 4,000 to 7,000 square feet. This is the overall India average, excluding Bombay. Then the third is the tertiary care facilities, where generally tertiary care facilities are greater than 8,000 square feet in size. And again, an average between 10 to 12 crores in terms of investment per tertiary care facility.
Yes, sir.
How we are going to replace this IPO process?
So the IPO proceeds is of 300 crores, which is primarily into the company. So the company will get 300 crores. Out of the 300 crores, 195 crores will be used to retire debt. So this current debt, which is 373 crores, will come down by 195 crores. So we'll be less than 200 crores of gross debt, which is a very, very healthy number for us. The remaining 105 crores will be utilized for general corporate purposes and expansion and setting up, bringing in new equipment, new technologies, and setting up new centers in different markets, predominantly in India.
So what kind of investment are you looking at in technology? Because AI is playing a major role in healthcare and other sectors. So also, what kind of role is AI playing in the eye care sector? If you probably elaborate on that.
Sure, I will request Dr. Anush to give you an update on what all we are doing from a technology perspective. Then we can talk to you a little bit about AI.
Great. In terms of technology, we think of technology in two aspects.
Mainly going to stay that way. About 65% of the business will come from surgeries. In surgeries, if you see, cataract surgeries will be 76%. The rest will come from products, sale of products, which is glasses and lenses. The rest will come from sale of pharmacy products. It will stay the same.
Sir, in 2023, you raised 80 million US dollars.
Yes.
From TPK.
Yes.
So, anything in the pipeline for this year, into the calendar year, CY 2025, apart from this IPO issue?
Nothing else. I think from an IPO perspective, we are very comfortable, and 300 crores will suffice at least our plans for the next 3 to 4 years. We don't look at doing any fundraise. And I think the advantage is because our business generates whatever profits we generate, 85% of that becomes converted into cash. So we are very cash flow positive, and we are utilizing whatever cash the company generates to set up more hospitals. So we don't believe we will require any more additional capital.
Is there any pre-IPO placement?
No, sir. There's no pre-IPO placement. Directly, our listing is planned for Jan 29th through Jan 31st. Next week, Wednesday to Friday, is when the issue will be open, and we're actually planning a listing on NSE next Wednesday, which is February 5th. Yeshwant?
Yeah. See, just to add on to what Dr. Adil was saying. As of September 30, 2024, in terms of cash equivalents and investments, we have close to about 490 crores. And as explained earlier, the gross debt as of September 30 was close to about 373 crores. So we have been net cash positive. And with the IPO proceeds also, we have pared down debt to the tune of about 195 crores. And with internal accruals, we can continue our expansion.
This IPO, are you allocating some portions to the employees?
Yes, yeah, sure.
Yes.
How much?
I have to come back to you on the right number.
But there is a good employee reservation quota. I think it is close to 1% will be reserved for employee quota. So all the employees will be able to subscribe. But the exact number, after the meeting, we will just give it to you.
Okay, so,
We'll just tell you.
so now if the questions are done, what I will request.
Largest hospital chain IPO in the history of Indian capital markets. The price bid for the IPO is rupees 382 to rupees 402 per equity share. The total issue for the public market at upper price band is 3027 crores, out of which fresh will be 300 crores and offer for sale is 2727 crores. The QIP portion is 50%, which is 1,459 crores. Non-NCD portion is 15%, that is 437 crores. And retail tranche is around 35%, which is 1,021 crores. The main book for all the categories opens on 29th Jan and closes on 31st January. The estimated listing date is around 5th Feb. We look forward for your support to make this IPO a grand success. Thank you everyone for coming in and please join us for lunch. Thank you.
Hospital 1957 ஸ்டார்ட் ஆனது. அப்போ ஒரு ஹாஸ்பிடல் இருந்தது. இப்போ நம்ம கிட்ட 209 ஐ ஹாஸ்பிடல்ஸ் இருக்கு. லாஸ்ட் இயர் நம்ம 45 ஹாஸ்பிடல்ஸ் ஓபன் பண்ணது. And this year first 6 monthsல நம்ம 30 ஹாஸ்பிடல் ஓபன் பண்ணது. We are opening one hospital every week which we have opened. நம்ம IPO வருது இப்போ January 29th and ends on January 31st. This is a 3,000 crore plus IPO. Exact number is
3,602 crore.
3,602 crore IPO. So remember the dates are January 29th to 31st Jan. இப்போ நம்ம என்ன இருக்கு இதுல? We are in many states, India and in Africa, totally 10 countries. If we take number population wise, India 150 crores, Africa 150 crores irukku. Total is about half the world. So number expansion will be massive and maximum in these two segments, mainly India la irukku number. Important irukku new technologies, new techniques. இப்போ நம்ம latest technique irukku நம்ம சொல்றது glued IOL. இப்போ யார்கிட்ட கேமரா இருக்கு, சப்போஸ் லென்ஸ் டேமேஜ் இருக்கு, நம்ம லென்ஸ் மாத்துறது. பட் சப்போஸ் யார்கிட்ட அப்பா அம்மா சொந்த காரணம் கல்யாணம் பண்ணுது, லென்ஸ் ஆடுறது ஆர் அடிபட்டுச்சு, அங்க லென்ஸ் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ண முடியல, நம்ம கம் போட்டு glued IOL பண்றது. இன்னொரு லேட்டஸ்ட் டெக்னிக் நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்கு கால்ட் பின் ஹோல் சர்ஜரி. இதுல என்ன இருக்கு, யாருக்கு ஃப்ரண்ட் விண்டோ டேமேஜ் இருக்கு, அப்போ டிரான்ஸ்பிளான்ட் பண்ணோம், கார்னியல் டிரான்ஸ்பிளான்ட் பண்ணோம். அதுல அட்வான்டேஜ் இருக்கு, பட் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் இருக்கலாம், ரிஜெக்ஷன் வரலாம். இப்போ நம்ம பின் ஹோல் சர்ஜரி போட்டு கண்ணு ஒரு பின் ஹோல் மாதிரி தெரியுது. So patient does not need corneal transplantation. India is diabetic capital of the world. எல்லா பேர் மிட்டாய் சாப்பிடுறது. And one of the things diabetesல கண்ணுல டேமேஜ் வருது. So advantage Agarwal hospital இருக்கு, we can treat and diagnose all these conditions like cataract, diabetic eye problem, and most important laser treatment, smile treatment சொல்றது. யார்கிட்ட 18 years அப்புறம் கண்ணாடி வேணும், கண்ணாடி வாங்க, இப்போ -8 இருக்கு, -10 பவர் இருக்கு, நம்ம immediately 0 பண்ணலாம். So all in all, this is the story of this IPO Again, to remind everybody, IPO opens on Wednesday, January 29th, closes on January 31st. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.